Hello and welcome. Welcome. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for joining. Welcome to Stream Week. This is going to be a fun day today. I am going to give you a little overview of what we're going to do today, and we're going to say hi to everybody in the chat, and then we'll just jump right in. So yeah, the plan today. We're going to talk all about the YoloBox Pro. I've got one in front of me here, and actually two in front of me here, which I'll tell you why in a minute. And the plan is to go through every feature on the YoloBox, which I haven't yet done officially on this channel. I've shown you bits and pieces here and there and talked about different features and showed different things, but we're going to do a full overview and talk about everything that's in this right now, including the new audio mixer and a little sneak peek of some new features that YoloBox is working on, which I'm pretty excited about as well. So apologies to Frank from YoloBox for doing this at 2 a.m. in his time. So otherwise he would have been here live. But I did see he popped something in the chat earlier today. So yeah, let's see who we've got here in the chat. I see some new faces and some of our regular crew, which is always wonderful. And the giveaway today. We have a giveaway which is now officially live, and I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, but it's also in the description. We're gonna do a giveaway for one of my YoloBox stands. So the stand that I've got here, the YoloBox sitting on, is something that I designed for the YoloBox Pro and the original as well. And the oops, yeah, cool. It grips on the side here and then lets it sit on a desk, so you can get it at a nice little better angle there, because otherwise you're kind of like peering down over it and it's awkward. So this makes it work a lot better on the desk. We're giving one of these away to one of the winners from today's show. Every day this week that we're doing a stream, I'm doing a giveaway of something different. So today it's for the YoloBox stand. The link is in the description. It's very, very simple. You only have to do a couple of things. But I do want to mention, please only enter the giveaway if you actually will use the stand, because it is, we are shipping it to you and hopefully you can use it. If you have a YoloBox or are planning on buying one, that's great. If you don't have a use for a YoloBox stand because you don't have a YoloBox, then please let somebody else enter and win. So I see a couple of you have already jumped in and are doing this. This is same as normal, where you go do a couple of these things. There's a couple of bonus entries as well once you do the first few. And there will be a secret code somewhere in the stream again, as always. And this is a short giveaway. This is going to end tomorrow, because then we're going to do a new giveaway tomorrow. So make sure you enter right now during the stream, or at some point over the course of the day. I'm leaving it open in case people are catching the replays if they can't watch live. So yeah, smash that like button, everybody. Oh, and that reminds me of the giveaway from Sunday. So Not Slim One decided to graciously give up his ATEM Mini Power Switch that he won. So we're going to pick a new winner for that really quick. And I'm just going to go back to the giveaway from Sunday and just redraw, essentially, a winner of the ATEM Mini Power Switch. So we're going to do that really quick. And then we are going to continue on. So I'm just going to undo that and draw a new winner. How do I do that? Oh, I'm gonna have to do it manually because the little tool that I'm using doesn't want to. Aha, there we go. Repick. Figured it out. I haven't had to do this yet. And okay, cool. So we have a new winner, and let's push that over to the winner page so you can see what I'm doing. I can't show it when I'm doing it here because it shows email addresses. The new winner of the power switch from Sunday is Kimberly R. So I will get in touch with you and get your shipping info so we can get that sent out to you. Okay, that's wrapping up business from Sunday. Let's move on. And yes, congratulations to the new winner and thanks for that. So today's giveaway again is for the ATEM Mini stand. You choose red or black for the Pro or the original, depending on what you have or are planning on buying, if you're the winner. And same deal. We'll announce the winner tomorrow at the beginning of the stream. Cool. And yeah, I see people have noticed my new shirt. I just got this in yesterday and matches my channel background, which is fun. Okay. So the plan with for the week. Oh yeah, by the way, stream week turned into stream week and a half. I've added a few extra days. So if you go look at my channel now, the full schedule is posted there again. The full channel is here the full schedule is here. We've got YoloBox right now doing the RGBLink TAO1 Pro tomorrow. Talking about the Mevo Start 3-pack on, I don't remember days of the week anymore. Thursday, that's the day. And then Friday, we're talking about the ATEM Mini Pro. Skipping Saturday the 25th. On Sunday, I'll be back for my normal show, normal time. And then on Monday, I added a new one, which we're going to combine 3 devices in one stream. And that's going to be the AtomX cast, the new RGBLink Mini Pro. It's got a couple of extra features compared to the original one that they produced, and this other one that I mentioned briefly yesterday when Joseph was here. And on Tuesday, I'm going to just hang out and chat for a while. That one's going to be no topic at all. Anything is fair game. We'll just chat. Maybe I'll build some new studio gear too, because I've got some new stuff over there that I need to put together. I've bought a rack yesterday, 20U rack, and it's yeah, not set up yet. I had to go find my socket wrench set. So let's get started with the schedule for this actual stream. So the idea with this series is I want to give you a sense of what it's like to actually use these streaming devices. So this is one of the reasons I'm doing it live instead of doing it as an edited video, because I actually want to show you what it's like to really use these in real time, where in editing I can sort of hide things and speed things up that are good for demonstrating like how to do specific features, but not necessarily a realistic example of using it. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing this live, is because I do want to get a sense of really what is it like to actually use this, touching the screens, touching the buttons, how responsive is it, how quick can I switch between different things and all that. So that's the idea. And the devices that we're focusing on first are the devices that are full complete kits. So things that have streaming encoders in them. So that's YoloBox Pro, the first 4 in this series. Basically, I want to focus on ones where all you have to do is plug in a camera, get on the network, and you can stream. So the original ATEM Mini, for example, does not fall into that category because it has to be connected to a computer or other device to do the streaming part. And that's what the Monday stream is for. The Monday stream is for focusing on those devices that need other accessories in order to actually stream. So I'm going to show all the inputs and outputs on the devices, show the interface, show the different features. We're going to talk about what capabilities it has in terms of audio or graphics or transitions or layouts. All these devices are very different from each other and have a lot of different strengths and different weaknesses. So we're going to talk all about that. I'm also going to do an actual stream from the device. And the way we're going to do that is in this stream, I'm going to start a new stream And especially for the YoloBox, I want to test the new chat update as well. We're going to try to spam that chat to see how it handles when there's a bunch of chat comments in there. So I'll tell you when to do that. It's going to be a different stream, not this one. And I'll send you the link for that. So then, yeah, we're going to do Q&A the whole time. So feel free to drop questions in the chat as we go. If you do have a question, start it with Q, because then it sorts it on my screen better. And I may not get to it immediately, because if I'm in the middle of talking about something on the device, I don't want to necessarily interrupt that, but I will get to the questions when it makes sense. So that just helps it not get lost in the rest of the chat. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Let's see. What's going on in the comments? Yeah, the most attractive feature of the YoloBox seems to be the SIM card slot and live streaming. Truly all-in-one TV station in a box. That is the idea with it, yep. The SIM card slot is cool. Oh, that's something I forgot to prep. May not be able to test that part because I don't have my SIM tool on me. But otherwise, I would have popped my phone SIM out. But it does have a SIM card slot in it, which is cool. And then, yeah, it also is a live streaming device. So you can directly from it go and stream to YouTube or any other places. So yeah, the touch screen, it is a touch screen device. This is a good point. And that is, I think, both good and bad. We'll talk about that as well. YoloBox Pro could be great for large settings outside, like weddings or other fun get-togethers. Totally. And that's if you look on Instagram and look at like photos of people posting how they're using it, that tends to be a lot of how they end up using it. Okay. Oh, and then this is sort of relevant. So yeah, on yesterday's stream, we didn't get to all the questions during the stream with Joseph. Sorry, there was a lot. Can a Hollyland Mars 400S Pro be used on an HDMI output but display program and multi-view separately? Oh, not sure now what you mean about that. You can only get one video feed through the Hollyland Mars, so it's only going to transmit one thing. That can be, it can be, think of it as just like a wireless HDMI cable, I guess. It's not that much more complicated than that. It's a little more complicated than that, but it's based, think of it like a wireless HDMI cable. It's not going to like give you magically new multi-view capabilities. So, okay. Oh, Joe, nice to see you again. For a second, I thought the t-shirt was a cycling jersey foreshadowing a remake of one of your best videos to date. We'll see. We'll see. No, it is a cool fabric, though. It's not like a normal cotton shirt. It's because I got the all-over print on it. And I got my website over here and my YouTube URL over here. Okay, so here we go. We're going to jump in. The way I want to do this is start by talking about the sort of high-level overview of the device. Let's take a look at the inputs and the outputs on the device. So, YoloBox Pro. It has 3 inputs, 3 HDMI inputs. It's upside down. I should do it this way so that you can read the labels. 3 HDMI inputs for 3 cameras. It's got a USB port for actually various things. You can plug in a USB camera. You can also plug in a keyboard and a mouse. There's an Ethernet port for putting it on the network, which I would highly recommend if you have the ability to plug in Ethernet. Definitely do that. It'll be much better than Wi-Fi. There's HDMI out, which is for either mirroring the screen of like showing the whole interface, or you can switch it to program out with some caveats. And then there's a Type-C port, which is not the same as the charging. The charging port is also Type-C, but there's a separate Type-C, which is also for a webcam or keyboard and mouse. Headphones, mic, and line. The headphone output works like you would expect, and then mic and line are the 2 different levels in case you're plugging in like a Rode Wireless Go receiver or something like that. No inputs and outputs on the sides, and then on the bottom there is a tripod screw for attaching it to a tripod. There is an SD card slot, which is very, very useful for loading graphics as well as recording onto the SD card. This is a SIM card slot. So if you did pop out your phone SIM card, you can give it a LTE connection there. And that is the power button. And the whole thing is clamped onto my stand right now, which just sort of squeezes on. I don't have the bottom bar because I only have one aluminum bar, and it's on the other stand right now. These are the prototypes of my stands. Okay, so that's the physical inputs and outputs. The one of the other categories I want to talk about with all of these devices is what other things do you need to add to these devices in order to use them? And that is actually one of the things that is super neat about the YoloBox, is that the only thing you need to add is a camera. Obviously, there's no camera on it. It's the streaming device. So you need to add a camera, but that's it. Everything else is already in it. So some of the other devices we're going to look at, you have to add a monitor or other different kinds of things. So it is really all in one. So we're going to, now I want to talk about controlling it. So what does it look like to actually control this thing? So I'm going to boot it up, and I can also share the screen with you closer, but I want to just sort of point at some things first. The way that it is arranged is, now I kind of wish it was flat for the camera. That's ironic. So when you plug in multiple sources, they're going to appear as little thumbnails here. The previews of these don't update they're like slow frame rate. So as I wave around, you'll see that like the video up here is fast, but the one down here is kind of choppy, which is fine. It's just because it's a preview, it's trying to save CPU. And then you can just tap one to change the camera angle. And then there's a whole graphics section here. We're going to talk more about graphics later, but there's the whole graphics section here. And then there's the streaming tab. All these different tabs are for different categories of features. This is the streaming tab where you can stream to multiple locations. There's the new audio mixer tab, which is much improved compared to the last audio options. There's the scoreboards for showing scores on the screen. And there is the comments tab. If you're streaming to YouTube or Facebook, it can show comments on the screen, which is super cool. And then there's a bunch of settings. So this is really, this is how you control it, is you touch the screen. Again, I mentioned you can plug in a USB keyboard or a mouse. And if you plug in a mouse, you get a little cursor that you can move across the screen like a computer. And a keyboard is, it saves you time if you're trying to like type lower thirds. You can type them on an actual keyboard. And I'm trying to see if I have a USB cable. I forgot to grab a USB cable nearby. I might run out and grab one across the room so that we can actually plug in this keyboard and try it out. The limit of controlling this. So it's great that it is a touchscreen device. I like that it's pretty intuitive to use. You pretty much just, you see something on the screen, you tap it and it does that thing. So like I can show artwork on the screen by just tapping it. I can show countdown timers. We'll go over all those in more detail in a minute. But that is also one of the limits. Right now, that is the only way to control it. So the most you get as far as like remote control is a keyboard that you can plug into it, or a mouse. What I would love to see is the ability to actually integrate it with more of the rest of an ecosystem. For example, I'm using Companion on an iPad right now to control this show. And I would love to be able to have buttons on this talk to the YoloBox. And that's not possible right now. There is no external control of the YoloBox. So that's one of the features for in my wish list for them, and we'll see if they can get around to doing that, because that would make it easier to integrate into other systems. So think of it right now as it is a standalone device. So it is like, this is all you need to go live. You plug in one or more cameras, and then you don't even need to plug in internet because you can get on the Wi-Fi or a SIM card, and it will work. But that's the end of the story. So. Yeah. Okay, so that's the inputs. That's the control. Let's talk about basic camera switching and basic graphics capabilities of the device. So for this, I want to actually show you the YoloBox screen. So this is what the YoloBox screen looks like. That is for the old giveaway. That's not the real code. Okay. This is the YoloBox interface, and you are seeing what I'm looking at on the screen right now. And again, like, you can't really see me pressing the buttons, but as I'm pressing one of these buttons, it's switching camera angles. To add video sources, there's other video sources you can add as well. So it has the 3 HDMI inputs, but it also has the USB camera. It also has playback capabilities from the SD card. You can even play back PDFs, which is actually kind of cool because you can add graphics in that way. And now I've got this PDF I can switch to and go through all the different pages of it. And I think this is an old one. Livestream. This one is cool too. This is a more advanced feature. If you have 2 YoloBoxes, then the Livestream capability, the Livestream input is actually the ability to, the ability to pull a stream from a different YoloBox into this one. So for like remote contribution workflows, we can do a demo of that once we're actually streaming and stuff. Then we've got layouts, picture-in-picture, split views, and side-by-side. I do want to go through each of these because they're all kind of cool. And this is something that not all of these things actually support. So for picture-in-pictures, you choose the main screen that you want full. So let's say it's my computer, and I want to just go like pull up their website or something. I've got my computer fed into the YoloBox right now. So we're going to do that as the main screen. We are going to then select the subscreen. Let's say it's the main camera. And now you get to choose where to put it. So you can drag it around with your finger. And you can see I'm just literally just moving it around, right? And then you can choose the size. So I can make it really big or smaller. And one of the really cool things is this aspect ratio means you can actually sort of change the shape of this box. So let's say I wanted it to be square. Then I can be more of like just a little box in the corner, or you could even go portrait, which is kind of neat. So I can go choose that aspect ratio and now maybe even make myself full height or just sort of like on the side over here. So that is the, once you've created that layout, then it shows up as one of the options, one of the video sources you can cut to. So I've got now, my different cameras. I can show you the computer screen, or I can even go and now cut to that layout for picture-in-picture. And it looks like that. Okay, let's take a look at the other one, split view. Split view works a little bit differently. Split view, it's going to actually crop. So we're going to choose one here. We're going to choose, let's choose that as the second one. And now you get to choose, let's see, where to split. So you can choose, you can drag this slider to show more or less of each of the videos. So I might do like that. And then you can choose the border thickness. So if you want like a big fat border or no border, drag it over there. You actually can't turn it off apparently. Do you want these in the center or not? So when it's not centered, you can see it's just sort of like it's like a wipe. So I usually do want it centered. And then separator direction. This one's kind of cool. This, you can make it tilt. So that kind of matches my channel better. So I can go like that. And now you can see part of my screen. And then once you are done, that split view shows up as another option as well. So now we've got camera 1, split view, picture-in-picture, camera 1. I'm out of inputs now, so you might notice that I've got 6 down here and I can't scroll. I'm tapping on here. I'm trying to like, it doesn't scroll, right? It's just 6. So you get 6 things to choose from, and I have to remove one in order to do other things. So I'm going to remove picture in picture. You long press on it, and then this little menu pops up. So I can just delete that. And then now I've got a new button here, add video source. So now let's take a look at side by side. We can choose that camera. We can choose that camera. And then here it does full size pictures of each source. So you do get to choose how much space you want between them, but you can't change the size of each of them independently. So we can go and add just a little bit of a border, and then you can add a background image, which is cool. So I've got a bunch of graphics on an SD card here, so I can take my background, for example, and now that's the background behind there. So now we save that, and again, I can cut to it like that. Cut between that one and the side by side. So yeah, those are the different layout options. Let's delete that one and take a look at the rest. Okay, so we went through the multi-views, picture-in-picture, split view, side-by-side. Let's talk a little bit about SD card videos. This lets you load a video clip from the SD card. So on this SD card, I've got some clips. I don't even know what half of these are. Apparently, I was doing some test recordings of myself for some reason. But we can take like this one and load that in, and now it shows up as one of the video sources. So if I tap on it, it will cut to it and start playing the clip. So I can cut between myself and a recorded clip now. And for the audio, we'll get to the more advanced audio stuff in a minute, but if you have the default, it's auto AFV is audio follows video. So if you are tapping on that, it's going to be the audio from this camera, or it'll switch over to the audio from the SD card video. You can see it's changing the audio source to match based on what I'm tapping. So those are the, so that's video card playback. You do get the ability to add 2, if you want. You can have 2 SD card videos queued up. I don't know what this is. Hopefully it's nothing bad. I've got myself at the table doing something. It looks like it was a very short clip. I don't remember what I was doing. And now I can queue the 2 different SD card videos in a row. Okay, so let's take a look at let's pause here. Let's take a look at questions. I'm going to focus on questions about the inputs and outputs right now. Again, if you do have a question, make sure you put Q ahead of it so that it filters it out over here. Can you save all these assets in a single show state if you had a similar weekly show, for example, which can be imported and exported? So there's no import and export right now. And it does actually kind of forget a lot of what you've got set up. So you can see on mine, I've got these countdown timers and these overlays added, which it did save in the device. It saved like the position of them and things like that. So, you know, I've got I should update that link for the giveaway so that actually is correct. All these things that I'm forgetting to do ahead of time. So it does have some ability to save some of the things, but I have noticed it forgets a lot of the stuff as well. So like it doesn't remember the picture-in-picture layouts between boots, but it does remember the graphics. Why is that one just yellow? Okay, YoloBox. I'm trying to make this link work so that I have a giveaway link again. Where did the giveaway go? You can kind of see what I'm doing on that HDMI 3 if you're looking at my computer screen. Giveaway for the stand is here. And we're going to make that link work. And then that should work. Great. Okay. So now, for example, if I show this on the screen, tap that. It's got the lower third is saved from the last time I created it, and that link now actually does work for today's giveaway. Cool. So, okay, other questions here. People are noticing my battery. Is the unit charging? It looks like it's a 4% battery. It is plugged in, and it is plugged in over USB-C. I don't remember where the original USB-C charger went, and it is running off of a charger that is apparently underpowered, and it is at 3%, and it is going down. I don't know about that. Yeah. Oh, this is a good question about along the lines of the battery. Should we worry about the battery? Is it replaceable? As far as I know, it is. There's no way to open this up, so I don't see any screws that are user serviceable on here, and I don't know what their plans are for replacing the battery. Okay, other questions about... Oh, okay, well, here's one. Does this run the same version as the first edition? What's the difference between the Pro and the first? Do you still recommend someone buying the first? So, I did do a video about this in more detail, and I'll drop a link to that. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's the one I did when they announced the YoloBox Pro. So the link is here. So it's the one YoloBox Pro. It now supports a wider... Oh, I forgot I ran my audio out those speakers. This one, is it worth the upgrade? And this is when I first talked about the new features added to the Pro. So definitely go look at that. And the summary is, it has a much better processor in it, so they're able to add much more stuff to it. So I don't know if I would recommend buying the original one at this point, unless you really can't afford the new one, the Pro, because it is like $500 more expensive. But the future is definitely in the Pro hardware, because that's where all the CPU is. It's got a much better CPU. It's got much more capabilities, and they're able to add things to the Pro that they can't add to the original because the CPU is too underpowered in the original. So that's my thoughts on that. Okay, let's take a look at... Oh, here's a good question about the graphics. Can you use a video as a background when setting the chroma key for your camera, or is it only an image file? Yeah, okay, let's talk about chroma key, because I didn't show that yet, and that's one of the other input sources. Video sources. So let's go back to the YoloBox. If you take one of the... I think I need to delete one of these. So let's take that out. So if you tap the little... I don't know if this is going to work. I might have to pull up my green screen. Okay. That should work better. We'll see how this green does. So if you tap the little person icon, the little... It's on the video input. It's the little person icon. Then it pulls up the chroma keying settings for that input. So I can turn on chroma keying, and you can choose green or blue. We'll stick with green. And then this is, again, not a very well lit background. This is just my regular lighting that happens to be lighting up that green screen. So this is not a perfect key by any means. And you can see the little glitchy things over there. So you can change a couple of settings with the chroma key, and you can choose the similarity. So if I had a better key, if I had better lighting on that green, I could turn down the similarity, but I have to turn it up pretty high because my my green is not very well lit, and it is in fact keying out my shirt as well. I don't think I can no, I can't recover my shirt. It's too close to the green of the background. Whatever, it's fine. You get the idea. Don't wear green if you're trying to chroma key, and also light your background better. But to get to your question, notice here it says to add a video background, please finish this basic chroma key setup and then go to add video source, select picture in picture, and choose a chroma key source. So that's a bunch of text. Let's talk about that. What I can do is set up the chroma key here. We're going to click done. And now notice that that input, HDMI 2, is now chroma keyed out and my background turned black. Also, this part of the shirt turned black. It's kind of neat, actually. So if I switch between, if I show you this one, it's regular. And then if I show you this camera, it is chroma keyed and it's just a black background. If I had chosen a background image here, for example, then it's chroma keying it onto that background. So now this input has the background in it. And that's just the image. So we're going to take out the image. We're going to do, how do I get rid of it? I don't know if I can, oh no, I can't get rid of it. Okay. This is a feature request then. I think I need to reset. So restore default settings. Yeah. I need to be able to remove a background image from here, which is not apparently supported. Okay, we're going to go dial this in to make it look not terrible. And then leave it transparent. And then now it's black in the background, which is not what I want. I want a video background. So now we go and do what they said in that little paragraph. We go add a new video source. We add picture in picture. We select the main screen is going to be the video background. So do I have a better video background? No, we'll just use this one because it's already there. It could be a live input, but it's in this case an SD card video. And then the sub screen, I'm going to choose that. And now notice that the green part is transparent. So basically the chroma key is creating transparency in that video. And then I don't want it small, I want it full screen. And I might even be able to fix my little edges that are not keyed out because my background's not big enough by choosing by cropping it. Is that what just happened? I'm so confused. What am I looking at? I'm so confused. I'm this size. I want to go square. Why is it shrinking the background? Something is happening. It's doing what I want here, which is it cropped out the sides effectively. I don't know what was going on with the preview. Do you see why? Do you see why I'm confused? It shrank me, but it's got me doubled up on top of it. That's weird, right? Okay, but it is doing what I want because I want just to crop out the sides. And when I go here, now it's right. This is what I wanted it to look like. That was weird. But yeah, that's what I wanted. So picture in picture. Yeah, it's like I'm in the background there, but I'm also in the foreground large. Super weird. Okay. Anyway. That's how you get a video background on your chroma key, and hopefully you're not wearing green in your shirt. But it is doing a decent job with the chroma key anyway. Okay. That was your question, right? How to get a video background. Yep. So we'll go back to here and continue on. Yes, thank you. That is great. Cool. Okay. What else? I want to talk about let's talk a little about graphics. So that was the video inputs and outputs. Let me put the green screen down. Okay. So let's talk about the graphics capability on the YoloBox. I have to undo my chroma key now, because now it's just my shirt that's keyed out. Restore default, turn off keying, done. Okay, now I'm back to normal. So, okay, graphics. You have a couple of capabilities of adding graphics into the YoloBox, which is, and again, it's all like built in, which is pretty cool. So on the YoloBox itself, you can see I've created a couple of these already, but there's this little graphics tab. So it's again, the tabs at the bottom are for the different features that you have. Let me get rid of this picture in picture. It's distracting me. So on the graphics tab, which is the first one, you click the little plus, and now you can create image overlays, lower thirds, or a countdown timer. We'll start with image overlays. With image overlays, these are all the files that are on my SD card. So on my SD card, I've got a couple of random images thrown in here. Let's grab that one. And now we get to choose the size and position. So I can shrink it. I can make it right over my head. There we go. That's weird. Let's see if I can make that face again. Yeah. Okay. We'll scale that down, put it in the corner. And this is now saved as one of the graphics that you can now add. So adding it to the stream is just you tap it and it'll fade in. You don't get the ability to change like how it fades in. It's just going to do that fade in. It's behind the icon, but it's there. And that's image overlay. So, and as you could see, I have the ability to change the size. I made it very small for like a little corner logo. I don't actually have a logo, so I don't know what to put in the corner. But you could also make one that's like a full screen, right? This one is like my little background, and I can make it full size, which isn't terribly useful as an overlay, but you can use it as backgrounds for other things. And then image overlay, lower thirds. So lower thirds, you actually have these little templates built in that you can create directly on the YoloBox itself. So we'll go through all these. This one, again, you drag it around to change the position, and you get 2 lines. So the top line up here, we'll put my name, I guess. And you just type with a keyboard on the screen, again, because it's a computer. And then underneath here is the subtitle, so put my website. And you can choose the font. You get a couple of different fonts to choose from. Whoa. What is that one? Okay. Title font, subtitle font. You can choose different fonts for each one. This is a terrible font choice. Choose the size of each one, which is kind of cool. So we can go like that. And you can even choose the colors. So I might want to make that a little bit closer to my shirt color. You can do a custom color as well. Although there's no eyedropper, which would be kind of cool, but I can at least like try to eyeball it. Unless I have my hex codes handy to read off of. Do I have my hex codes handy? I have those somewhere. Oh, they're up on, oh, they're on my computer. I have a little widget for them. Let's see if they're in this bookmark. Nope. Maybe it's that one. Nope. Oh well. I should have had my brand colors documented. Easier to find. Here we go. Let's type in, yeah, I can type in this, and I can pick my actual red, which is D3503B, and done. And then we'll change that to be the blue. It's probably not actually a good idea. 407CBF. Okay. It doesn't look good. No. I want it to be like a darker version of the red. That's what we're going to do. D3503B. And then we're going to just make it a little bit darker. That's a little better. Okay. And then we can, yeah, so we've got font, size, title color, title background color, subtitle font, subtitle subtitle color. I should probably make this white. Oh, interesting. Transparent? No, that's just invisible. And then subtitle offset. So you can make them staggered if you want. Or it's very hard to get them back to 0 with these little sliders on the screen. Okay, and then scale the whole thing. And I think that's it. Yeah, those are the settings. Is there a way to load your own font? No, not that I can see. So the fonts are built in. These look like they're from the Google font list. I think that's what's going on, but no custom fonts. Done. Save that. And now it appears in my library of graphics, and I can now show it on the screen. And as you can see, it does in fact show multiple at a time. So I can have more than one of these on the screen at the same time. Okay, let's move this one over to the other corner. Now I can do that and that. Great. What else is happening in the chat? Oh, Chris is asking, when are you going to start a second stream for us to spam you? Good question. Let's talk about that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start streaming from the YoloBox itself to a unlisted YouTube video. And I'm going to drop the unlisted video link in the chat for this stream. And I'm going to show you how to show the comments on the stream. So we're going to, oh yeah, I guess I should show you how to set that up. Back in the main screen, there's this little profile picture thing. This is where you add your accounts. So I've already added my YouTube channel, but basically in here you can go add a new YouTube channel, and it has you go sign in and sign in on Google to your YouTube channel, and then it will show up there. You have to go log into it like connecting any other app. And then you can add Facebook or Twitch as well as custom RTMP. And the way that this one works is it will actually email you a link that you pull up on your computer, and you type it in on your computer, which is actually nice because I usually am copying and pasting it anyway, and that means I don't have to type the whole thing out on the screen. So I've done that already, which means I go to this one and my channel shows up here, and I can enable it. And here's where you choose public, unlisted, or private. I'm going to do unlisted so that you can see it, but it's not going to show up on my main channel page. And now if I just hit go live, we will be streaming. And what audio am I sending? I am sending camera audio. So it's gonna be really bad audio. It's camera audio from that camera, which is just a Lumix G7 with no external microphone. We'll deal with audio later. Okay, this is now live on YouTube. It's actually also live in my studio. So one of the other things is you can push to multiple locations at once. I have a custom RTMP destination set up to stream to my studio. So if you look here in my ATEM, can it focus on that? In my ATEM, I've got, these are my actual cameras, but then this one is the RTMP source, and that's why it's delayed. So hi, it's delayed because it's going over the internet from the YoloBox to the internet back to into my studio. And this is showing you the program out of the YoloBox. So like if I just switch over to the graphics, right, I punched in you can see the full screen title card on the YoloBox now also shows up there. And that is, here, I'll show you my multi-view for that. Take off the graphics, and now we're live. Again, sorry about the audio on this YouTube. Oh, you don't have that link yet. Let me get you that link. So the link for the stream, I have to go find it on my channel now. It is, let's see. Can I show you the screen? Is there anything on the screen that is dangerous to show on the stream? No, I think it's fine. So here's all the streams that are queued up. And we've got... where did it go? Oh. Okay, I have to back up. The stream, before this stream started, I had already done that once, and it made a YouTube video, and then it ended the YouTube video. So that one is dead. So I have to go make a new one. So I'm going to go back into the YoloBox, click create a live stream. We're going to call it YoloBox Hopbox. Come on. YoloBox stream in stream. And when I create that, now when I go and load this up, again, you can see it's got my destinations and my graphics are already there, but it did get rid of all of the video sources that I had configured. But now I can go in here and push to my studio and push to YouTube, make it an unlisted video. Now it's going to go create a new event on YouTube. Oh, I forgot. It didn't save that setting either. Okay. That little pop-up notice. Important feature. You have two ways to stream from this. You can stream directly from the YoloBox to whatever platform is selected, or you can stream using their multi-streaming service. So that lets you stream up to 3 places at a time. And what happens is your YoloBox streams to YoloLive's cloud, and then they push it to the destinations. So this one, now I can enable more than one source. So we'll make sure that is unlisted. Yep, cool. And now when I click go live, it should pop up on here in a second. There it is. And if we go back to YouTube, we should see the stream on YouTube. There it is. YoloBox stream in stream. Unlisted. Good. Let's go into this. It is going, and I'm going to give you the link. Copy that link. So now I can go to the other stream and say, YoloBox stream in stream. Please spam the chat on this one. Maybe don't actually spam, because I don't know if YouTube gets mad if you like spam too much, but please go say stuff on that stream. Because what I want to do is show you the chat messages on the YoloBox stream on the YoloBox itself. Okay. You will notice that it created it as normal latency, and it did not add a thumbnail. And those are things that we don't really have control over. Obviously, I can edit this later, and if you schedule ahead of time, it'll actually create the event immediately, and it'll be scheduled instead of just sort of going live. Oh, good. Everybody is saying stuff in the chat. Okay, so let's go back to the YoloBox and look at the comments tab. So here on the YoloBox itself is all the comments from the chat. And what I can do here is actually show them on the screen. So when I tap one, it'll show up. You can see it over here, and you should be seeing it on the YouTube stream. I can hide it as well. And when I tap them, hopefully if I tap another one, let's see if this fixed it. So before I had to, yeah, good, okay. This is working great. So if I have that one on the screen, I tap a different one, it's going to hide the other one and replace it. The problem that I had with the original version of this software when they first launched the comment feature was once there started to become 100 comments in here, and an old one was on the screen, it would get stuck. So hopefully that is fixed now, and I believe it is. Now these are not getting stuck on the screen. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, so this is great. This is, I'm sure, a lot of comments. Let's see, is there a counter on YouTube? Can I see viewer activity, viewers, comments, chat rate is high, but I don't see number of chats. But we're going to just, yeah, Eric says 100 messages where it would fail previously. I will say this is, so as you can see, I can see like 4 comments on the screen at a time, and it's a little jumpy, so it's not perfect. Like now I have to go back and find it if I want to hide it. So it kind of, sometimes it jumps around. It's not perfect, but it is at least not sticking anymore. So that's great. Cool. It has to be over 100 by now. I agree. So let me go back up to the top and see if do we still, yeah, we're at the very top. So I don't know if that means it is showing us more than 100 comments on the YoloBox stream. Let me copy the chat out and see if I can count the lines. How many of these are there? That's what I can do. Oh yeah, okay, we just passed 100. Fantastic. So there were 100, and yeah, look, I can't scroll past anymore. So now it's dropping them off the top of the list. So let me show that one on the screen, and now if somebody else comments, that one is going to get removed off of the top. You can, yeah, so I can't get to it anymore, right? It's still on the screen. This is the test. Can I show a new comment and not have that one get stuck? Let the games begin. Let the games begin. Oh, look at that. I saw it fade out. And then can I hide? Oh, I don't know where it went. I think it scrolled off already. Spam, 100 messages, and hide it, and there we go. Okay, so it's all fixed. That's great. The bug is fixed. Thank you for helping me test that. And I have confirmed that, yeah, we've got more than 100 messages here, and I can no longer scroll up to see them, which is good. So glad they've figured that out. That was a tough one to track down. Okay, so back to the regular stream. Yeah, don't spam in the main stream, please. Oh, my comments are pulling it from, oh my God, this is my own fault. I'm pulling my chat interface on my screen is pulling comments from both streams. So I'm seeing all the spam now too, which is fantastic. Okay. I don't normally have 2 streams going on the channel at the same time. So while we are the longest 2% battery in the world, yeah, it's because it's still plugged in, so it's getting some power. It's just not charging. Would be nice if the visible comment floated on the top of that comments window on the right, so you could easily find it to turn it off. That is a good feature request. If there is one on the screen that scrolled off of that list, it should stick at the top. Feature request for YoloBox once they watch this. Okay. where were we? We were talking about graphics. So let's go back to, let's continue on. So we talked about lower thirds. We talked about images from the SD card. Let's talk about countdown timers. So, or do we have any other lower thirds questions? We got these different layouts, which is cool. Oh, rolling captions. I should mention rolling captions. So this is, this is why a keyboard is nice, because I could type without my fingers. I could type it on an actual keyboard. But for this one, we can just say like youtube.com/AaronPK space. Oops. Space. Is it adding? Oh, it's the double space adding the dot thing. I don't want that. What if I wait longer? There we go. Okay. AaronPK.TV. Oh my god. It's hard to type on the screen. So keyboard is not the worst idea. And then you can choose where you want that by just dragging it around. And then background colors, transparent. Scale, we can shrink it a bit. And scrolling speed, we can speed it up. Scrolling type, what is that? Oh, repeated or one time? Yeah, I'll do repeated. Done. And now it shows up in the library here, and I can turn it on. And you can see it's working its way across the bottom of the screen, and you should be seeing it on that stream on YouTube. Okay. Cool. So yeah, lower thirds, that's great. Scrolling ticker, countdown timers. You have 2 templates right now. I think they're planning on adding more styles, but these are the 2 styles available right now. So you've got show starts. You've got the option to change the title. So you can say, I don't know, whatever you want. Starting soon. Choose the font again. Let's do that fun one. And timer. This is where you choose how long you want it to last for. So let's say like 5 minutes. No, let's say 30 seconds so we can actually show what happens when it runs out without waiting forever. Do 15 seconds. 15-second timer. Timer font. And then you do get color options. So I can choose the color of the text and the color gradient of the ring. And it's not fully customizable, but you get a couple of options here. And scale. So maybe I don't want it. Maybe it's not like my pre-show. Maybe it's like for like a break timer or something. I could put it in the corner, for example. And that's the options. Done. And again, it shows up in the library here. So I can show it on the screen. It's going to tick down until, we'll see what happens when it runs out. I don't actually know what happens when it runs out. Does it disappear? Yeah, it goes away after 0. Okay. So that's a great way to do a countdown timer for a show, because you can have your, let's see if we can time that out. So I probably don't want myself in the background for the show. So let's first do that. And then let's see, this should show it on top, right? Yep. And then after the timer runs out, I'm going to have to manually tap on the background graphic to hide it. So let's see if I can do that right. 3, 2, 1, and that's decent. That worked. Yeah. But again, this is why I want the ability to add more external automation controls, because it's kind of tricky to have to time everything correctly. So I would like to be able to script it essentially from like Companion, where I can take an iPad and program in a series of actions. Okay. Can you shrink the text size of the comments? I don't think I saw text size options. Oh, wait, there are some options here. This little gear icon up here. You get different templates to choose from. Not totally customizable. So I can choose Oh, yes, you can. Look at that. Font. Username color. Background color. Let's do a more fun color. Oh, no. Bad idea. Oh, that was awful. Let's make that a lot darker. Okay. Username color. Let's make that white. Let's change the comment color to white. And then transparency of the background. And scale. So it's not quite changing the font size, but it is changing the scale of the whole thing. And then, of course, you can drag it around. And now the comments will look like that. Yeah, the battery's at 2% because it just ran out. Oh, look, it supports emoji too. That's good. Yeah. Goodbye, bug. It's not my best comment design. I should make that look better. Anyway, you get the idea. You get some options for customizing the comment style on the stream. Darren says it needs macros. I agree. At the very least, external control so I can make macros in Companion, like the rest of my show. Needs a user-generated assets community. That is a good idea, too. People could create their own templates for the YouTube overlay, chat overlay, as well as the countdown timers, and then submit them somewhere. That'd be very cool. Okay. Other features of the YoloBox. What have we talked about so far? We've done graphics. We've done streaming destinations. I'm still streaming to 2 different places. I can see it on my ATEM over here as well. And it's on YouTube still with the terrible sound. Sorry. Let's talk more about sound. Okay. So in the sound menu, this is the new audio mixer feature, which they just added. So let's talk about this. The audio mixer it used to be limited to only having one audio input at a time. So like it used to be basically, you could choose if you want audio from the camera or camera 2 or camera 3 or from line inputs. And you could only have one of those selected at a time. And then you could switch, but it wasn't really great at switching live. So now there is a bunch of new options. This is totally redesigned and it's much, much better. So if you don't want to think about it, press AFV. That's audio follows video. So that's kind of like the old behavior, where if I switch to camera 2, you can see that the audio tab went from the audio on indicator went from HDMI 1 to HDMI 2. So I can do that, auto. If I don't want auto, which I usually don't, because I usually don't have good audio running to every camera, I turn that off, and now I can choose which one to stick to. So, in fact, let's plug in a microphone. So I'm going to go and plug into the mic port, plug in the Rode Wireless Go, stick that on the back of, stick it on the back of the stand on the little cold shoe mount. Where is it? There it is. Keeps that nice and tidy. That's one of the features of my stands here is it's got the cold shoe mount built into the back of the stand, so you can attach stuff like the microphone clips in nicely. So okay, that's plugged in, and now notice what showed up on the screen is a new input up here, mic in. I thought I plugged it into line in. Oh, I did plug it into mic in. Okay. Mic in is showing up, and I don't know why it turned on by default, but that's fine. Let's turn the HDMI input off, so on the YouTube stream, it's not, you're not hearing anything anymore, and I'll turn this on. And now, do we hear anything? This is set to no sound. this is set to, oh, let's change it back to mono mode. There we go, mono mode, and there it goes. That was the problem. So I can see the levels now are showing up on the screen in that top right corner. And it looks like it's good, but I can't tell if it sounds good. So I'm going to grab my headphones and unplug them from my main kit and plug the headphones into the YoloBox. Somewhere. Can't see those. Okay. It's not a good mic placement. Good enough for now. It sounds kind of low. What options do I have on the road? So it's at 0 dB. That's as high as it goes. Yeah. Oops. So we can change the volume here. Let's bump it up to like up 6. And that sounds better. And I can see I'm jumping into the yellow now, which is better. So now I'm hearing myself on a delay. It's slightly delayed. What you're hearing out of the headphone out, which is I guess I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it slightly delayed too. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, the picture on there doesn't quite sync up, but the whole system is delayed by that, so it's fine. It just means it's kind of distracting to listen to yourself. So with this, now because audio follows video is off, I can now turn on the microphone input, and then as I switch, it's the same audio regardless of what camera input is being selected. And because one of the old limits of this was that you could only have one audio in at a time. And that is one of the new things, is now you can actually enable multiple. This sounds like a nightmare. Oh my gosh. Darren, thank you. I rigged up my speakers so I can actually hear it. Thank you, Darren. Really appreciate you testing all of this gear. There's nothing like live to surface all the quirks. Exactly. That is exactly why I want to do this live. Because none of these things are perfect, and it's very easy to cover up the imperfections when you are doing an edited video. And I want to give you a sense of what it's actually like to use these. So thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Serious Film says, so wait, so the mic, would the mic be in sync with other videos? Yeah, so the delay that I'm hearing is like, it's the system delay of the whole thing. So that's why I was like, yeah, when you look at the video is, it matches the audio that I'm hearing, but it's delayed from what I'm speaking. So it's very distracting when I'm listening to myself, but it's in sync with it, with everything else. So like if you're looking at this on YouTube right now, with on the YouTube stream, actually what I can do is I can just cut to it since I have it on my ATEM. What I'm going to do is, now I need to get my headphones so I can make sure I'm doing this right. I want to actually show you the stream from the YoloBox on the real stream. So then we can actually show you what it looks like and sounds like. To do that, I want to first, I want to rig up a little view for the ATEM so that we can see that it's the YoloBox stream and not the main stream. That way it's less confusing. So what I'm going to do is go make some graphics really quick. Little interlude of creating some graphics for the show. I basically want a little, maybe I can just do like an overlay with a little border so that it says live from the YoloBox on the bottom. How about that? It'll cover it up so I can use the downstream key on the ATEM to do it. So we'll do this live. 1920 1080. In Photoshop, I'm going to make a border, and it's going to be, let's see, we're going to make a background layer that has no fill, and we're going to add a little border to it. Where's the border? Stroke, inside, yeah, we'll give it like 30 pixels. And then down at the bottom, we can say live feed from YoloBox Pro. And let's actually make that all caps. Where did that go? Text, paragraph. Oh, I don't know where all of the features are. There they are. All caps. Shrink it a little bit. And, oops, add an extra text layer. Scoot it down. There we go. Live feed from YoloBox Pro. And then we're going to export this to my ATEM switcher media pool. Let's see if this works. YoloBox overlay. Grab an empty slot. Okay, and then we go in here, and what am I not using? I'm not using Media Player 1. So, oh yeah, then I can use the cool new feature in Companion, which is, where'd my Companion go? There it is. In Companion, there's the little trigger, which I need to not forget that this is on. So add a new trigger, which is YoloBox overlay. The feedback is when the program is the YoloBox input, then turn on downstream key 1. Okay. And do I have to make a separate one for off? I think I do. Oh, I think it's already set. This action is overlay off, input 1. No, I want that to be when I switch back to like anything else. Oh, right. This is this is why there's so many of these, is because there's not like a good way to do this. So I'm going to change this one to be input 5, so that if I switch to anything else, it's going to remove the downstream key. This should do it. So what I'm doing is in Companion, there's an automation, this trigger rule, which says, let's see, I need all of these on, which says if the program input of the ATEM Mini Extreme is switched to input 1, then turn on downstream key 1. If the program feed of the ATEM Mini is set to super source, turn off the downstream key. What this does is essentially, let me make sure my downstream key 1 is set to the media player 1, which I think it is. Basically now, if I switch the program input to that, it turns on the key. Look at that. Okay, that's what I wanted. So now you're going to hear a audio glitch, because I'm going to also turn on audio follows video. No, I can't do that. I have to just manually do it. I'm going to make myself another button. Here we go. In Companion, I'm going to make myself a button that says, for here, I'm going to use that slot, which is YOLO. And we're going to set program input of the extreme to input 1 and Fairlight input mix option, turn on the audio from input 1. And then this is going to be a toggle so that when I press it again, it's going to switch back to, let's say my input 6. That way it cuts to a different angle. No, we'll switch it back to the YoloBox. And then I'm going to switch the audio into turn off input 1, turn on microphone 1, which is where my main audio is coming from. And I need to turn off the audio from microphone 1 up here. Okay, so when I press this button, we're going to switch to the YoloBox stream, turn on the audio from the YoloBox stream, turn off the microphone. Then we're going to, when I unpress it, it's going to switch to the YoloBox, this one, and switch the audio back to what you're hearing now. Okay, ready? So you are going to hear, you're going to hear a repeat of the audio because of the RTMP delay. So as I switch over to the RTMP, now we are looking at the live feed from the YoloBox streaming to my studio. Hopefully this works. Where's my headphones? I did that all blind. It did not work. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. I did not push my new button. I pushed just the YoloBox input. I'm going to press the button that says YOLO. Let's try this again. That looks like it worked. Now we've got the little audio glitch. Audio doubling up. And now I'm on a delay. Yeah. Okay. It's working. Okay, so you're hearing me from the YoloBox. You are looking at me from the YoloBox. As I'm switching inputs on the YoloBox, that is what's happening, which means I can now show you things like the countdown timer from the YoloBox itself. So this is the RTMP feed. The microphone that you're hearing me from now is the lav mic, so the audio levels are probably not matching because you're actually hearing me from the YoloBox, not from my overhead. Anyway, the reason I wanted to do this, popping back up, was because I wanted to what was I doing? I don't remember what I was doing. Somebody remind me. Okay, we'll go back to, we'll unpop out of the art. Back to the main stream. Maybe heard a little glitch there. Serious Film says, I heard the road input is very low. I don't know if that's the road's fault or the YoloBox's fault. Or my RTMP server's fault. It could be any of those things. Looks good frame and video quality wise. Good, that's good. Oh yes. Need to go and search the latest companion software. It's been on the experimental 2.2.0 build forever. Like, they have not done a release. Just go get it. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. I saw this thing next to me. Okay. Well, the whole thing I wanted to do was show you to add how you can add multiple audio sources. So that's what we were talking about. So it used to be that the YoloBox could only have one audio source enabled at a time. And now you can actually have multiple enabled. So again, we're going to pop into the YoloBox stream here. So the Rode output gain is set as high as it can go. I think the problem is that my RTMP, I need to bump this up. Okay, that should be a little louder. Now I'm bumping into the yellows, I see. Is this any better? A little bit. It's not great. Let's turn it up a little bit more. The Rode, that's distracting. The Rode is up as high as it goes. I've got +6 set on the YoloBox itself, and now my ATEM input is pumped up a lot as well. Okay, but what I wanted to show you was that you can enable multiple audio sources on the ATEM, or on the YoloBox. I've got a little iPod here, and I've got some music loaded on, and this is something you can do now with the YoloBox. So I can plug in a second input. Did I plug it into the wrong one? I did. Plug in a second input into the YoloBox, and now I can, let me first show you what I'm doing here. So on the YoloBox, there is, I can now enable, with a microphone. I can only do it with an HDMI. Okay, HDMI, this is the terrible audio from built-in mic from the camera, but now I can enable my music with the camera. The limit of the mixer is, oh yeah, that audio is just lovely. You're just getting the whole room noise. The limit of the audio mixer in the YoloBox is the analog inputs can only have one active at a time. So I can use the mic input or I can use the line input, but I can't use both together at the same time. But it does mean that I can have the audio coming from the camera, which is actually that camera, with the noisy microphone, and I can play music on the iPod. So let's see how that works. Kind of loud, so I can turn the music down. There we go. Cool, okay. Now we got some tunes. In reality, what I should do is plug in the Rode into my Blackmagic camera so that you get better audio, but I think you get the point. I don't think we need to go that far with it. But we've got now the ability to mix multiple audio sources in the YoloBox. Okay. Pop out of the YoloBox and go back to real life. Okay. So yeah, you can see on the screen, I've got line input turned on, volume is way down. I've got HDMI, which is how you were hearing me in that. Streamworks says, I like this tune. What is it? Good question. It's all from Artlist. I have a link down to my Artlist below, which is what I use for music on these streams. It's called, why can't I see the name of the song on the iPod? I thought that was your whole job, iPod. Brave Enough to Dream. That's the song. All this through one small device is very clever. I agree. It is very clever. Okay. Audio. What else on the audio front? So we've got HDMIs, line inputs. Again, you can have two things plugged into the mic and the line, but only one can be active at a time. And then if we add in SD card videos, it'll show up in the audio mixer as well, of course. So if I think I have some audio here. Yeah, so now you can see that audio mixer shows up there as well. The audio option for the SD card video. Cool. Okay, that's the audio feature. I think that wraps that up. So moving on to, let's do some questions before we move on to the next set of features in the YoloBox. I don't need this anymore. How often does it crash? Good question. I don't think I've seen it ever crash. Now that I think about it. The only time I've seen weird things happen to it is when I sideloaded Speedify onto it. If you switch into the Speedify app, the main YoloBox app stops. So you can't app switch, which is, I wouldn't expect that to work. It's a hacked up feature that I did on that. I don't think I've had it crash. That's interesting. Can you still use Chrome window dongle for graphics? Good question. So I stopped using the ChromeCast a while ago because I started using OBS, a browser source in OBS out of my Ultra Studio. I talked about that more on Sunday. So I haven't been using the ChromeCast, but you definitely can plug in things into the YoloBox that are not cameras. So right now I only have I have two cameras and I have my computer monitor plugged in, so you can see whatever's on my computer screen. Like here's my YouTube window. Anything that's on my computer screen, I can get into the YoloBox as well. But that could also be like an Apple TV or something else for doing graphics. I haven't actually tested a ChromeCast. The weird thing about the ChromeCast is it's HDCP only. Do I have it nearby? And can we test it? I think we could do that in a minute. You might have to remind me later. How about running the ATEM into the YoloBox to get additional features? Yeah, so speaking of inputs, you definitely can output from an ATEM Mini into the YoloBox in order to essentially use all the features of the ATEM Mini and get 3 more cameras into the YoloBox. Definitely possible. In monitor mode, is there a way to turn off the bottom row of icons? Good question. Let's find out. So, oh yeah, we can talk about monitor mode really quick since we haven't talked about this yet. So in monitor mode is a relatively new feature in the YoloBox. Normally, or previously, when you were looking at the YoloBox, if you were in, oh, I'm streaming. I have to stop streaming. Pause that. So if I go back out to the main screen, it used to be the only way that you could do anything with the YoloBox is if it's online and you create a live stream. So they change it now and you can go into monitor mode, which basically is the whole thing minus live streaming. So you can still add graphics and you can do all the same audio mixer and stuff, but it doesn't stream. You can only record. So I can record to the SD card here. In monitor mode, we can go full screen here, and now I'm going to switch and show you what it actually looks like. Oops, I hit the power button when I tipped the screen down. So this is monitor mode. I can go and show you the interface, or I can tap this little icon in the corner to go full screen. Can you get rid of the bottom row of icons is the question. And I'm just like swiping up or sideways. I don't see anything happening. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it is not going to give you a clean monitor feed. I don't think this would make sense to use as a plain monitor. I think it only makes sense to use as a recorder for this stuff and to add graphics and things. So I'm not too disappointed about that, but no, it does not look like there's a way to hide the icons. Can you control it with a keyboard for other than typing? Let's try it. Let's actually go and plug in a keyboard. I have this keyboard. I can grab the USB cable for it. That's what we're gonna have to do. I will be right back. Boy, I should grab more things while I'm away. I was gonna grab ChromeCast, keyboard, cable for the keyboard, and for the mouse. Oh, and a webcam, so I can show you the webcam. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I can do. Look at this. I can set a countdown timer for a minute. Let's see if that works. See if I can grab all that in a minute. And we'll go back to the YoloBox and bring this into the middle. And I'm going to say be right back. Done. Okay. I'm getting the ChromeCast, a USB cable for the keyboard, a webcam to plug in. I thought I had it down here. Oh yeah, there it is. And was there anything else? Good enough for now. Ha! Look at that. What timing? The YoloBox stream seems to be buffering. I turned it off. I stopped streaming. It's not streaming anymore. So it's probably just sitting there spinning. Okay. Oh, good question. Can you record to an external HDD like the ATEM Mini? That's another good one I should try. Let me grab a drive. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. We'll see if this... We'll see if this works. Okay. I've got some more fun stuff here now. So we've got the little AI camera, PTZ camera. Let's plug that in. And let's take a look at what shows up. Camera's booting up. Add video source. USB. Does this one not work? I was hoping that one would work. If that doesn't work, I'm going to use the regular Logitech. Darn, it's not showing up. I was hoping the OBS bot would show up because it's a cool little thing. This one should work. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. This camera is not the best. I don't have a better spot for it either. Good enough. Okay. We've got a USB camera, and then we've got a USB-C cable to plug in a keyboard. So let's see if this works into the USB-C port. I'm going to steal the keyboard from my computer. And then, can I show you what to do with the keyboard? Let's go into here. Yeah, so I can tab around now. So I can like tab into the different fields. That's a lot nicer. Enter the give away for a YoloBox stand. So much faster you typing on an actual keyboard. Okay, but the question was, can you do other things? So, like, what happens if I press different numbers? No. Letters? No. Looks like no. I think it's just, I don't think there's any keyboard shortcuts. Yeah. Oh. I can scroll around the graphics with the arrow keys. You see that? Then I can, space will show it. So that's something. I don't know how reliable that is. What about in the audio tab? No, arrows don't do anything in the audio. Oh, it's scrolling. Okay. Left and right don't do anything. It's not... Oh yeah, I can see it highlighting the little on-off buttons. I don't think it's made for keyboard shortcuts. But it is doing stuff. It is doing stuff. It's great for typing into text fields. Where'd my mouse go? There's my mouse. Yeah, scroll and tabs seem to be what it is. Copy and paste. Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, the copy and paste should work. So let's go and edit a lower third. Let's go here and try to select all. Control A. Yeah, Control A. I'm using a Mac keyboard, which is awkward, but Control A selects everything. Control C, I hope that copied it. And then let's go and make a new one that is a rolling caption. And then we'll try to paste. Yeah, cool. It worked. So that's good. Copy and paste works. Speeds things up for sure. Highlight and select. Yeah, Control A worked. Can I select a word? Probably. It should work like plugging in a keyboard. Yeah, holding on Shift and arrow keys over. So it should work just like if you have an Android phone, then it will work the same way as however a keyboard works with your Android phone, because it is Android OS underneath. Okay, other questions. That was ChromeCast. That was the one we were going to try. So let's take a look at whether the ChromeCast works as one of the inputs. So let's take out my computer screen and then try to plug in the ChromeCast. So again, the weird thing about the ChromeCast is that it will only ever output an HDCP signal, which means it does not work with the ATEM Mini. So I don't know if it's going to work with the YoloBox. I don't have a power cord long enough, so I'm going to power it off of this battery. Hopefully this works. Okay, yeah, it's booting up. And the question is it showing up in here? Ooh, look at that green. I think that means no. I think that means YoloBox is doing the legal thing, which is to not strip HDCP. And let's cheat by using this HDMI splitter and see if it works that way. HDMI 3. Can it figure out a picture? Yep. There we go. So this is a fun story. This is one of the reasons I don't like the ChromeCast, is that it will only output HDCP even if you're sending it your own media, which is not correct, but that's what they did. That means the device you're sending it to has to be able to recognize the HDCP encrypted signals. TVs and monitors all have that built in, so it's not a problem to use it with the TV. The ATEM does not strip HDCP. Some HDMI splitters do strip HDCP. They are able to decrypt the signal and output an unencrypted signal. They're not supposed to do that. So you cannot search for products because they can't advertise that they do this. Which basically means if you want one because you want to use it for ChromeCast, don't use it for actually copying illegally copying movies. But if you want it for a ChromeCast, the trick is go find the cheapest ones you can find on AliExpress or sometimes on Amazon. Look for ones that are like $10 or less. Buy like 5 of them, and hopefully one of them will work. The problem is that they can't advertise the feature, so and then they will make it as long as they don't get caught, and then they will have to shut down the product. So I have a couple of these, but they're long gone from Amazon, so I can't send you a link to them. But that's how we can get the ChromeCast into the ATEM Mini and the YoloBox, because YoloBox is doing, again, the legal thing, which is to not strip the encryption. Okay, other questions about this before we move on? Almost out of time. I can't go much more than 2 hours on this. Chris says, do you realize how good you are at being still? So many times I wonder if the stream froze because you were absolutely still. Interesting. I know. I did not know that. Can you have more than one HDMI audio selected at a time? Yes, you can. So here, I'll show you on the screen. I can have analog input and all the HDMIs. Oh, can't do audio from USB. Okay. And, oh wait, no, that's my keyboard. Is that my keyboard? No. Is that the camera now? No, it just doesn't do audio through USB. Okay, interesting. And let's do the SD card video. Let's see how much we can get added. SD card video. Aha, okay, 3 is the max. You can turn on 3 audio sources. That is the limit. Now we can turn on a SD card video. So the audio mixer lets you enable 3, and you can do any of the HDMIs. You can only do one of either the analog inputs, and no audio from USB. Can you rename the inputs? No, I don't know. Nope, no options for that on here. Good question though. Can you live stream on Instagram? Officially, no. Instagram does not publish the ability for other things to stream to it, except when they do special one-off deals with companies. Someone did essentially reverse engineer how it works, and you can find software that says it can stream to Instagram. It is absolutely breaking Instagram's terms of service, and you definitely risk getting your Instagram account shut down if you do that. So I do not recommend doing that. Instagram has no obligation to keep your account around if you are doing things that they don't want you to do. So yeah, Yellow Duck is one of the ones. You absolutely risk getting your account shut down if you are using that. So I would not advise it. Oh, ChromeCast on the ATEM Mini. Can you do the ChromeCast on the ATEM Mini? Same as the YoloBox. ATEM Mini does not remove the encryption, so you have to pass it through one of the splitters that does. So that's why I haven't been recommending the ChromeCast lately. There are some other devices that support the ChromeCast, the screen sharing protocol. So that's my main use of it, is getting a computer screen wirelessly into another device. There's some other devices that do that. They're called Miracast. And I haven't looked at the lineup lately, so I don't want to drop any links in because they have changed. But yeah, take a look at those, because those ones do not encrypt the signal going out because they don't need to. Ooh, here's a good question. During audio follows video, is it a hard cut or can the audio fade in and out? We can try it. Let's go try it. So I'm going to go stream to my Oh, and while I'm doing that, yeah, I will show some basic input switching. So I'm gonna go and stream to my studio. So the stream is popping up in the RTMP. It should pop up in the. There it is. Okay. So I can press my YOLO button again, and let's see what audio is turned on. It'd be nice if I had better audio for this. So let me go and plug in the. Oh no, I just have to turn on the Rode mic and not have music. That's what we do. Okay, turn off that audio. Better audio turned on for this, and oh my god, you can see all the fingerprints when it's at that angle. There we go. Okay. YOLO. So this is the live feed from the YoloBox, and we're going to switch between the camera audio and the mic audio. So I'm going to turn on audio follows. Oh, I can't go between the microphone. I have to go between the two cameras, which means I need to turn on the audio on the Blackmagic camera. So I am going to move the Rode mic to the Blackmagic camera. Long story short. Okay. So audio is from the camera, which sounds like absolute crap. This is the built-in audio from the Lumix G7 built-in audio. It probably sounds better now that I'm like right over top of it. But I'm plugging in my microphone into the Blackmagic camera, the Rode microphone. And this way, I have the option of, why don't I see any signal? Hello, did I plug that into the wrong spot? I probably did. I plugged it into the headphone jack. There we go. So, yeah, then we can turn. So now I have my Rode plugged into the Blackmagic camera, which means we can switch audio between the two to test audio follows video. So, as I turn on audio follows video, then when I switch to this camera, you are hearing me from the Rode. So I'm not going to listen to myself because it's too distracting. Let me know what it sounds like when I'm switching between the two. You're going between really bad audio and like the audio, so hopefully it's not too weird to compare the two, but this should at least give you a sense of whether you are hearing a hard cut or a fade between the two. The delay, I'm assuming, is a little bit different because the Blackmagic camera has basically zero delay coming out of the HDMI, almost zero, technically, and then the Lumix G7 has quite a bit more delay, so the cameras are not in sync with each other. So that's basic switching between the cameras, and we're going to pop back. Okay, so now that we're back on the good mic and back on the mainstream, this is all I was doing was tapping the two cameras, and you can see that the HDMI 1 and 2 are auto switching. Definitely latency latency between between the cameras. Yeah, those cameras are not matched for latency. Audio switch was not smooth, says Chris. Okay, good to know. So I might not recommend the auto switching then, and I don't really use that anyway. See, most of the time I'm using it for, like, I have one audio input, and that's the like my main microphone or like an external mixer, and then I'll use other audio inputs on the video switchers for things like music, where like it doesn't need to be in sync because it's just music. Like I can turn on the music now, now that I don't have the microphone plugged in here. Okay, cool. That was a good test, good questions. Last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up, because we have to wrap up really soon. Last thing I want to talk about is the live streaming from another YoloBox. So what we're going to do is hook up my other one to another camera. So I've got my coffee over here. I've got this. Why is somebody walking over there? I must be getting a delivery. I've got this camera here. I'm going to plug this into the other YoloBox because I want to show you what happens when you want to stream from one to the other. So turn that on. No battery power. Good work. I forgot I left that camera on the whole time. So we have to replace that battery. This is why I normally don't power my cameras with batteries when I'm doing streams. Okay, great. That camera's on, and then there it's showing up in that feed. So what I want to do is show you how you can stream from one YoloBox to the other. These are both signed into the same YoloBox account. That's the first key. They're both signed into my YoloBox account. And the for this one, I'm going to not check any of the streaming platforms. So this one is not streaming to any particular platforms, but it is set to streaming using their multi-stream service. So when I have that set up, and then let's see, yeah, you'll recognize that camera angle because I don't have that camera angle anywhere else. This one's on my Wi-Fi. I'm just going to hit go live without streaming to any particular platform. That's the key. This is now streaming to YoloLive's streaming service. Now, because this is signed into my same account, when I go over to this one and go add video source, if I click on this live stream button, here is my other YoloBox. We're going to add that. And now, look at this. Here is the other input, live stream. That's coming from the other YoloBox. So that's my GH5 Mark II into the other YoloBox, and that is streaming from one to the other thanks to YoloLive's streaming service. So we can test the delay here. Let's see if there's a good way to demonstrate the stream delay. Let's cut over to this, but with leaving the good audio. So this is the actual stream from the main YoloBox. How do I do this? Oh, you can hear it. So if I clap, you hear the clap, and then you see the clap from the Lumix camera. That's the full delay. That's the 2 RTMP delays. So if I show you this one, for example, when I clap, you hear it real time, and then you see it on the screen a little bit later. And if I instead, let's do side by side. Let's go split view, HDMI 1, and the live stream. Put them both on the screen. And okay, now we've got the 2 video feeds. So if can I get my hand in the shot in both? Sorry about the audio not being in sync. Okay, here's the delay. Yeah, that's about what I would expect. That's the delay from the clap you heard was the real-time microphone. Then you saw this angle clap, which is the first RTMP delay to the stream. And then you saw the third one, which was the remote YoloBox. So there is a delay. It's not seamless, but it's reasonable. And honestly, about as good as you can expect to get. So Darren asks, is this going over the internet or the local network? It's definitely going over the internet. It is using their streaming service. And yeah, all RTMP streams basically have a delay. Like the only time I've not seen a delay is whatever Blackmagic is doing with the streaming bridge from the ATEM, because they control both ends of it. They're able to really, really crank that down. And also streaming from my Lumix camera in the studio locally, there's almost no delay, which is surprising. Yeah, it's like a cloud-based streaming bridge. So this is a very cool feature though, because basically it means you can link the two YoloBoxes together and use one remotely pushing a stream here. So you're not going to show them both on the screen. Like, you know, because of the delay, you're not going to use a split screen view, but it does mean you can have like your main studio introduce a guest and then cut over to the guest's camera and probably do audio follows video for that if you want. But for that kind of use case, I think it'd be great. The last thing I want to talk about. Oh, before I get to that, can you point another RTMP at the YoloBox? Not that I'm aware of. It only supports it from the from another YoloBox. But that said, one of the very cool new things that YoloBox is working on right now, which is still in very, very, very early beta. Very early beta, fair warning. So a lot of the stuff is going to change. I'm going to show you stuff, and a lot of it's going to change. And there's probably some typos and stuff. They haven't done copy editing on the interface yet. But there's a new service from YoloBox that lets you kind of tap into what they're doing in the cloud service. So when you're doing multi-streaming from the YoloBox to multiple places, in order to do the multi-streaming, you have to go through their cloud service. So this streams to them, they stream to multiple places. You can switch your YoloBox into direct mode, but then it only does one destination. So if you're using the multi-stream service, you're already using their cloud service, and that's how the two YoloBoxes can get linked also. But they just added a website, cloud.yololive.com, and it's basically a web view of what's going on with your account in their cloud. So if I just reload this, we'll see the two streams that I have going right now. One is the stream in the stream, which is the stream in the stream is my main YoloBox streaming right now, just to my studio. Second is the red YoloBox over here. And that is, so those are the two active streams. This one is not streaming to a platform, it's just streaming to their own platform. So if I go open this up, mute it so that I don't get feedback. This is the camera this is my Lumix camera showing the stream of, you know, what that YoloBox is doing. If I go and like add, you know, change graphics and stuff, you'll see the graphics come in, and that's the active stream from this YoloBox. There is other stats in here, like it shows you the health of the stream. So it shows you what bitrate are you sending, what's the frame rate. Apparently I'm on variable frame rate on this one. It shows you how many viewers you have, which I don't have any on this because it's only streaming to their cloud. And the chats show up here too, which is kind of cool. So there's also a viewing URL, which if you open that up, it's like a public web page of the stream. So like it's essentially like a private stream URL. So I could avoid YouTube entirely and just stream to here. So, and I can also chat in here. Hello from the web. And then it's not showing up on the YoloBox, but it is showing up. It should show up. Yeah, it shows up in this chat. So that is kind of a cool thing. Let's go to the other stream, which is from the main. I forgot I still had the music going. From the main YoloBox. And I don't know where is that going? It's going to my studio. I have no idea what this is, but stream health, again, showing the bitrate, showing the history of it. I should have opened this up when I had the stream going to YouTube because it would have shown me YouTube stats on here as well as the chat in here. So yeah, pretty cool. This is early beta, but there's going to be a lot more stuff added to this. The whole idea is like you could actually use this as a way to do ticketed events, because it's essentially a little private stream that you get. So that's brand new. It's early access right now, but if you want to check that out on your own account, it's cloud.yololive.com. Is the public stream link embeddable? I don't know if it is right now, but that's definitely the idea. So if it isn't, if you can't do it, actually, yeah, you can see there's even a live embed text down here. Oh, live ended. I read that wrong. No, I saw that somewhere. View URL. I swear I saw it somewhere in here. Oh yeah, here it is. Basic embed. So here is the iframe source to embed this into my site, which is very cool. So, oh yeah, you can password protect it. YoloBox, great password. Just YOLO. And now, 6-digit numeric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now that stream is password protected. So if I copy this and open it in a new tab, now I've got a password protected live stream. That's pretty cool. You can customize what's on the page too. So you can be like, oh, I'm going to put a little bit of info here of like, here's me. And you can embed a PDF. Cool. Okay. And this makes the little web page for the stream. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. A little sneak peek of that feature. Looks like you can create your events from the web page too. Oh, that's a great point. That's a little bit nicer than creating them from the YoloBox itself. So if we go here, we can create a live event. Yeah, test live, schedule it for tomorrow at 12, and then it's scheduled, and it should show up on my YoloBox now. So if I were to stop streaming on one of them, then yeah, it's showing up here, scheduled live event. It's very cool. Okay, cool. That was fun. Little sneak peek of cloud.yololive.com. Very fun. So, I think that's about it for this. I hope that was fun. Again, the giveaway for the stand is running until tomorrow. So you have just under 24 hours now to enter. The link is in the description, and you'll get to choose your stand, red, black, large, or small. And we'll draw the winners tomorrow at the beginning of the stream tomorrow. Yeah, okay, so what else? Anything else? No, I think that's it for me here. That was an almost complete overview. I didn't get to the scoreboard feature, and I didn't go through all the settings on the YoloBox, so there's a whole settings page in here. We didn't get to all of these, but we talked about a couple of them, like streaming mode, program out, or regular, which does what it says it does. And we do also have the constant bitrate, constant quality, bitrate, and frame rate selectors now. So that's also great. But yeah, cool. That was fun. We're going to wrap this up. I've been going a long time, hit now over 2 hours. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here. If you have any more questions about the YoloBox, or if you have any feature requests for the YoloBox, definitely do leave them down in the comments below, because they do watch these videos and they do pay attention to the comments. And a lot of the new features that we get in the YoloBox is specifically because people requested them. So definitely worth making your voice heard if you have specific requests. Oh, thanks for this. I learned so much here than all the other videos on YouTube. Appreciate all you do. I appreciate it. I hope this was useful. It was a long one. I apologize to anybody who's trying to watch the recap of this, but I will add timestamps so you can scroll around later and recap this stuff. Also, just another plug for my timestamp feature on my website, aaronpk.tv/timestamps. It looks like this for now, and essentially you get to search through all of the chapter titles of all my live streams. So once I add timestamps to the stream, it'll be searchable, and then you'll be able to search for things like Audio Mixer, which is, I've only talked about it in the Hollyland one, so that'll show up in for the YoloBox now soon. Or like graphics. Here's the last time I talked about the YoloBox graphics. So you'll be able to find the timestamps again later if you want to search for specific features. All right, that is it. The code for the giveaway has been shown on the stream several times. I'm not going to tell you where. It's going to be a hard one to find. You don't have to find it to win, but you get more chance to win if you do find the code. But it has been on the screen at least a couple of times. All right. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for all the super chats, and check out all the links below. I did try to link as much as I could about the different things I've used in the stream, accessories, YoloBoxes, stands, all that stuff. Thanks, and we'll be back tomorrow. It's going to be at a different time tomorrow. We're going to be checking out a new device tomorrow. We'll do the same sort of comprehensive overview and try to muddle our way through. I won't be as familiar with the one we're trying out tomorrow, so it should be an adventure, and don't want to miss it. So yeah, thanks everybody, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.